My name's Evan Lloyd. I'm the president at West Brunswick Footy Club. I've been the president, this is my second year. I was vice president for about 4 years before that. I've been playing since 2007. I think there's a number of things that we do pretty well, I think, and that other clubs could potentially model. We've really strived to have equal support for both of our men's and our women's football program. So all of our coaches get paid the same. The coaching teams are, relatively the same size if we can swing it. Ground access through pre-season, we're always, equally sharing that. We also do a lot of club communications. It's always very much, we might alternate between the men's seniors and the women's seniors as who's got the kind of priority spot in the emails and things like that. So just making sure that everyone can really see that both sides of the footballing program are actually equal, because I think that's really important. I think players will pick up on that really fast, that it's not, that they're sort of a second thought. That'll drive people away pretty quickly, I think. Some of the other things that we do are that we've got a lot of diverse experience in our committee and in our coaching group. So it's really important for us to have women and queer people, non-binary people in our leadership roles, because you can't beat that kind of experience and that kind of life knowledge and the things that they can impart. You can't replicate that yourself if you haven't lived it. So I think those are sort of two really important things. We also do a lot of work around education, around gender neutral language, all that kind of stuff. We've also got a standalone welfare team for players. Plenty of stuff, I think. For us, I think it's that historically football clubs have been places that have not been welcome to a lot of different people, either through queer backgrounds, women even up until relatively recently essentially weren't welcome at the clubs, and then also homophobia, sexism, all sorts of other issues like that. So the main priority for us as a club has been to try and break down those barriers and remove those barriers to participation that have been existing for a long time. And we hope that that's going pretty well for us. So as I said earlier, we do have a very equal amount of representation on our club committee and our coaching boards, and we think that's really important. We're also very big advocates for a lot of inclusive initiatives within the community and within the VAFA. So we've had a Pride round, a standalone Pride round for quite a few years now. And we're actually really responsive to the changing dynamics around that kind of thing. So our Pride round originally was very much just queer Pride, but we've developed that to now be more inclusive of trans players and other things like that, because there are obviously things have changed relatively quickly in that space, or especially around sports. So we want to be really have a lot of recognition about that. I think as a club, we've seen such amazing benefits to having increased participation through being a safe and inclusive environment. We've got, greater access to players and player retention. Player welfare is better. We have more access to revenue through sponsorship and through grant opportunities that are exclusively a lot to women's football and things like that. We're able to better advocate in the spaces that we are interested in advocating for. It gives us a greater access to a volunteer base, both through the players themselves and through a large community. And ultimately, it gives us more chances at on-field success, which is what we're all about at the club. So, yeah. It's really important for clubs to genuinely engage around education for their players and for their leaders and committee. And it's really important as well that doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily driven exclusively by the players that have that experience. A lot of those players may well be not that interested in educating other people, and they're actually just there to play footy. So it's really important to try and engage external providers or other experts in the field that you can get down. And I know the VAFA will obviously be able to assist with that kind of thing. So there will be barriers and there will be speed humps along the way, and they shouldn't be the end point. They just have to be things that you as a club can work through, because it's not always easy. And to give up at a small hurdle is really probably even worse than even starting in the first place. So, if you're going to commit to something like that, do try and see it all the way through. We're always keen to continue to improve our inclusiveness and our safety for players. So we have done a lot of stuff around concussion. We're doing a lot of things around the Pride Round, as always, and like I said, mentioning a bit more inclusiveness around trans players and things like that. We are also probably about that time that we need to have a bit of a refresh of the things that we've already been doing. We've been doing it for a few years now, and it's probably time to codify it a bit more or check back in and review that it all makes sense again and is current for now. So that's probably the approach we'll look into this year.